We are going to model fraction division using fraction strips instead of fraction blocks this time. So you may find this method easier and you can use it if you do. So what we're going to do is we're going to model both fractions, and then we need to ask ourselves, how many times does this second fraction go into the first one, or how many groups of 1/4 are in 1/2 in this case? So you can look at our picture here. This is my group of 1/4. How many groups of those are in 1/2? Well, the answer to that is there are 2 groups, and that's where that 2 comes from. This one, 3/4 divided by 1/2. Ask myself, how many times does 1/2 go into 3/4 of the whole? So I have my 3/4 on top here. I have my 1/2 on the bottom. So 1/2 goes into 3/4. Well, this is one full group. And then I have this much more, which is 1/2 of that group. So that's how you get 1 and 1/2 of the final group. This one, 1/4 divided by 1/2. So you got to see how many times does 1/2 go into 1/4. Well, 1/2 is bigger than 1/4, so it won't even be one full group. What it ends up being is, if you want to see how much of 1/4 covers the 1/2, and that ends up being 1/2 of that half. So that's why you get 1/2. That's how much it would cover. If we were to draw some out ourselves, 3/4 divided by 5/8. So you need to see how many times does 5/8 go into 3/4 of a whole. So there's my 5/8. How many of that size of group go into 3/4 of the whole? So if you were just extend this down, that would make one group. This is 5/8 right here. So that's one whole. And I have this much left over, which is the same size as one of these. That's what's left. Now my group size is 5. I'm looking for groups of 5 out of 8. So what I have is one full group of 5 right here. And I have one square left out of a group of 5. So I have one left out of a group size of 5. So that's how I get one whole and 1/5 of the group. If I look at 1/3 divided by 5/9, so I say, how many times does 5/9 of a group go into 1/3 of a group? So there's my 5/9 and there's my 1/3. Well, 5/9 doesn't even go into 1/3 one full time. It's going to be a fraction of a whole. So what I could do is I could take it and put it on top like this and see what fraction of the green is of the blue. So this ends up giving me 3/5 of a group. So you can try these two using a model, and you can pause the video. I will show you the answers to them in a second. Here's the solutions.